I just finished using this Milwaukee table saw for the first time, and I've got to be honest with you. Just so you know what we're unboxing today, this has the table saw, also a 12 amp M18 battery, and the rapid charger. I will leave links down in the descriptions to this package as well as just the tool, extra batteries. Tons of helpful links are all down in the description, so check that out if you want to. So got everything out of the box, and really quickly, before we assemble this table saw, I just want to tell you about my first impressions. And my first impressions are, this is an amazingly built portable table saw. Now, I will say, the previous table saw that I've worked a lot with is a 1.75 horsepower saw stop table saw. This is a job site table saw. So it's gonna be, more compact. It's not as heavy duty, obviously. However, this is by far the most well put together, on first impressions, the most well put together job site table saw that I've ever seen. I'm gonna walk you through how to assemble this, and then I'll kind of get into some of the basic features, and then we're gonna test this thing out and see how it works for a woodworking perspective. But first impressions, you're getting the Milwaukee feel. This is, I think, gonna be a great table saw. So first part of setup is to install your saw blade. Milwaukee sends you with this 8 1/4 inch 24 tooth saw blade. I don't think it's gonna be amazing. We'll test that out in a second. But all you have to do to install this blade is just switch this to the unlock position, this little throat plate, and this lifts right out. This throat plate, by the way, is great quality. Feels really, really solid, not a cheap plastic one. Quick tip is you, of course, want to make sure that batteries are not installed in your table saw anytime you're doing any adjustments on the blade or changing blades. I know the saw would still need to be switched on, but you don't even want to take the chance of that. You just want to not even have a battery installed. There is a certain way that this needs to be oriented, so it'll tell you right here. It says this side out, so that's going to face away from your saw blade. All I'm doing right here is I put the washer over the blade. I've taken this nut and I've got it hand tightened. Then I'm going to take this wrench that Milwaukee sends in the package. I'm going to hold down the blade lock right here. What's nice about installing this blade is you don't need 2 wrenches to complete the job. I'm just gonna let that blade lock do the work to keep the spindle from moving, and you just wanna get this blade nice and tight in position. Once you're done, this throat plate can drop back in, and make sure that you lock this back into the locked position. Now, with this package, you're going to get both a blade guard that sits over your blade, keeping your fingers away from getting too close to the saw blade. You're also going to get just the riving knife in case you want to put dust collection over this thing, or you just don't want the blade guard on your saw. Let me show you how to install these. Milwaukee makes it really, really simple, like impressively simple. So on the back of the saw, right back here, there is a riving knife adjustment lever. And all you have to do is loosen this lever and you can drop in either attachment. Now, make sure you're not doing this with a battery installed, but you can drop in the blade guard, and then once it's secured, just lock that lever down. One thing I'm noticing about this lever is that you want to really make sure that your blade guard is seated correctly. It takes a few clicks to kind of work it down in position. So don't force anything right here. Just make sure that you have your blade guard seated properly before you lock that lever down. Now, let's say you don't want the blade guard right now, and you're like, I just want the riving knife. You don't even have to take the throat plate out. You just loosen up that lever, pop the blade guard out, take your riving knife, make sure it's properly seated. There it goes. Lock it in place. Now, what a riving knife and a blade guard, which has a riving knife built in, what these things do on the back is they keep your workpiece from, as it passes through the saw, not pinching behind the saw blade. It keeps those two work pieces on either side of the cut separate, which prevents kickback. It's very, very dangerous to use a table saw without at least the riving knife installed. So don't think, oh, that's just in the way, I'm gonna get rid of it. Please do not do that. You wanna make sure you have at least your riving knife installed, if not your entire blade guard. Two features of this table saw that I'm really not impressed with. One is the miter gauge. It's just really, really cheap. I mean, The plastic is not even great quality. It doesn't fit snugly into your track. It has a little bit of rattle side to side. It's just not really good. And it's just, I don't know, it doesn't even have positive stops at 90 degrees and 45 degrees. I will say, to Milwaukee's credit, really most of these job site table saws don't come with very good miter gauges. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not really surprised that this is not great, but this is not a great miter gauge. This might end up in the trash, and I might just replace this right off the bat. Not sure yet, but not really impressed with that. Also, I'm not super impressed with the quality of this blade guard. I do wish this plastic was a little bit more robust. I'm really not a huge fan of having plastic blade guards or plastic push sticks for table saws anyways, because if somehow, especially after a lot of time, this plastic were to hit the blade as it was spinning, it could shatter this plastic, sending it back at you while you're using the table saw. It's like shrapnel shooting back at you. So not a big fan of that. Yeah, not a huge fan of the blade guard personally. If you've watched any of my videos before on the channel, you know I'm a sucker for on-tool adjustment tool storage, and this table saw has it right here. Is a great spot to store your miter gauge, or if you just want to throw it away, that's probably a good spot for this one too. And right over here you have your adjustment wrench storage. This is just so clever. This just locks in. This little turn dial goes a quarter turn, and yeah, this stays completely locked in, so you don't lose this for adjusting your table saw blade. Great features, love it. Oh, also, your riving knife can go right here, but mine is installed currently. One feature that I love about this fence is if you need to extend your fence out, if you're making a wider cut, let's say you get out past the table surface, this fence can drop down, and now your workpiece will have something to catch on to even if you're out here. I've never seen that on a portable table saw before, because this comes in flush with the table. But then, if you need this to make a really, cut some narrow stock, let's say, or get it close to the blade, you can extend that down, or if you don't want this at all, you can just completely fold it back. I like that feature a lot. I think that's very well done, Milwaukee. Another really cool feature about this table saw is that it is a OneKey Milwaukee tool. Now, this is another feature, another kind of family of tools within the Milwaukee brand that can connect to your Milwaukee account via Bluetooth. What this can be helpful for is that you can identify where this tool is, when the last time it was turned on, get good warranty information, do a lot of stuff from your phone. You can even shut down the tool from your phone using Bluetooth technology. It's really, really cool. I don't even know all of what it does, but when you get a saw, if you get this table saw, you're gonna log in or create a Milwaukee OneKey account. From there, you just turn on Bluetooth, plug in a battery to the tool, and pretty quickly your phone will recognize that there's a tool nearby that you can link to your account. Once you've done this, you'll be able to know just by logging into your app exactly where your tool is. That's really, really nice, especially if you're working on a job site where people are moving tools here and from, and all of a sudden you don't have your table saw. Just log into your app and say, hey, where'd that thing go? Oh, it was stolen. Or, oh, Bob took it home accidentally. Whatever, That way it's nice to track and keep your tools organized. Now that we have all the basic adjustments on this table saw set up, we've made sure that our throat plate is flush, we've made sure that our blade is exactly 90 degrees away from the table, we're ready to fire this thing up and kind of put it to the test. What I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be cutting down some strips of hard maple on this table saw. I actually have a couple of cutting boards that I need to put together for a customer, and so I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone. I'm cutting down the strips for that cutting board while also testing out this table saw. But maple is one of the hardest of hardwoods that you can find in the US. And so I think it's gonna be a good test for this table saw to see how it can hold up. And then I'll kind of give you my thoughts on the back end of this test. I'll also be sure to give you my thoughts on dust collection. I'm using a Festool dust extractor. It's hooked up in the back here. So this will also be a great time to test the dust collection capabilities of this table saw. Before I give you my final take on this Milwaukee M18 table saw, really quickly, if this video has been helpful for you, I would just ask one favor, that you hit the subscribe button. Really helps me out, and I really, really appreciate it. Okay, time to give you my honest thoughts on this table saw. I just finished using this Milwaukee table saw for the first time, and I've got to be honest with you. It is not as good as a SawStop table saw. That being said, this Milwaukee table saw really, really impressed me. Let me kind of walk you through the pros and the cons. First, the cons. Let me go through the negative stuff. Dust collection on this table saw is not great. As you can see, before I cleaned this up with my Festool dust extractor, I had this hooked up to my dust extractor, and I was still getting covered in sawdust. There was sawdust kind of dropping below the saw right down here. So the dust collection was not amazing. I mean, probably fine for a job site table saw. Definitely fine for a job site table saw. But yeah, if you're wanting that really clean dust collection that you get sometimes with like a SawStop, you're not going to get it. Also, one of the things that I noticed is that, and maybe this is just the blade that's in this saw, because the blade that comes in this saw is truthfully not that great. I'll drop a link in the description to some other blades that are better. But when I was starting a cut, it felt like that blade was just like moving ever so slightly before my workpiece got back there to the riving knife. Once it hit the riving knife, it was giving me like the cleanest cuts. Really no complaints once it hit that riving knife. Once again, not sure if that's the blade. Give me some feedback in the comments if you know why that's the case or what the issue is there. One more con for this table saw is that the crosscut miter gauge is just terrible. Like, I would just go ahead and throw it away and invest in a better miter gauge. I'll link a better one down in the description. That's what I'm gonna do, is just throw this one away and buy the one that's linked down in the description, because you need a good crosscut miter gauge for any kind of table saw, and the one that is included in this is awful. It's really, really bad. Other than that, considering the fact that this is a job site table saw, this table saw blew me away. I told you that I was making a couple of cutting boards, or I'm making some cutting boards for a client. All of this is hard maple that I cut up with one charge on this battery. This battery was not even fully charged when I plugged it into the table saw. I cut down all that lumber, and I still have, if you can see this, half a battery left. That is very, very impressive. I truthfully thought I was gonna have to take a break and charge this battery again. Battery life, it was not an issue on this table saw. I do love how the table saw blade has a brake on it. When you hit the cutoff switch, the power cutoff switch, which is really big and easy to hit if you need to hit it in a quick time crunch, that blade stops really, really quickly. I love that feature. Not just on table saws, but really on any tool. When I hit the cutoff button, I want that tool powering down as quickly as possible. That's a safety issue. So that's a really good thing. This table saw, it stops on a dime. If you are just getting into woodworking and you're looking for your first budget-friendly table saw, this will be an amazing option for you. If you're looking for a new job site table saw and you just need this for, construction, framing, you're not gonna be using this in the woodworking shop, I can tell you that this is the best job site table saw I have ever used. So for all those reasons, I really, really do recommend it. Links to this saw and all the other tools that I mentioned in this video are down in the description. Links also to that Festool dust extractor is down in the description. If you've never used a Festool dust extractor, you might want to check that out. So anyways, all that's down in the description. If you enjoyed this video, check out one of these two videos. I think they'll be enjoyable for you as well. I'll see you in one of these two videos.